Lights out and let's go racing, folks, and it's a very even start from the entire field.
There's a freight train forming behind him right now. He will be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I can give you the hot tip. Sideways as a bishop on a chessboard. That was incredible car control.
Oh no, and he's sent it! And he's gone down the inside, and that's a brilliant move.
Going for a bit of an ambitious dive now, and oh, there's contact! Here they come now, around the final turn on the final lap. They're side by side.
Oh, there's contact now. Someone is going to be hitting the showers early tonight, I'll tell you what.
Crosses the line for P1. Brilliant racing, absolutely sensational stuff.
This is heart pounding. This is nerves rising. This is sensational TV.
Ah, yes, it's that time of the week again for the Rangiart series here, and from the rolling hills of Watkins Glen in New York, the Rangiart V8 Brute series heads to the deep valleys of Budapest for round 7 of the championship at the Hungaroring. After its grand opening in 1985, the Hungaroring has been stage for categories such as Formula 1 and the International GT Championship, but how will some Aussie muscle fare at the circuit known as Monaco without the walls? A lap of this 4.3 kilometre circuit starts with a downhill run to a very tight turn 1, which can catch the very best of the late breakers out. The flowing turns 2 and 3 send the drivers up the hill into the notorious turn 4, where they have to watch for the track limits. Once they have navigated the first sector, the next sector is all about patience. The chicane of 6 and 7 will punish you on the exit if you get greedy, and then the turns 8, 9 and 10 complex will test the patience of these drivers to the extreme. The final sector is about getting these 400 horsepower machines back to full throttle to close out the lap with turns 12, 13 and 14. Easy to get wrong, but get it right and you find a bucket full of lap time. So that's one lap. We have 2 races lined up for you tonight, all live on Sensational TV. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another round of the Rangiart V8 Brute series. I am Peter Clark and hosting it this time around, but I have got a special guest in the comm box, as always. Dean Handley, how are you going, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks, and good evening, everybody. Hope you're all strapped in for this one. Pete, I'm expecting big things here. This could be a big night. We've got some names. I even see a Zach O'Reilly entrance there. Can you see that?
Yes, I can. He was a little bit further down the order, but maybe just trying to play a little bit of a game and not try and go for a very quick lap. And we've just gone green in qualifying, Dino. But while they do their outlaps here, we've got something pretty cool to show everyone. We have got a track guide to this fantastic circuit here. Dino, shall we give it a watch?
Yeah, mate, let's have a watch. Who is our driver tonight, Pete?
It is Cookie.
Well, welcome to your track preview of the Hungaroring and the Brute Utes with the Rangiart race series. Your host tonight is the chef Cookie, because all the fast guys are unavailable. So I'm going to take you on a mediocre lap of this fantastic racetrack in these very competitive Utes. We rip down the front straight to start the lap. It's getting into 6th gear all the way up to the 100-metre board, braking hard down into 2nd, trying to clip that right-hand apex, trying to get the best drive out, sawing at the wheel to combat the oversteer, get it over to the right-hand side of the track. We'll grab 5th before we hit the 50 board, and then back down into 3rd gear, try to hug this apex, all the speed coming out in a difficult elevation change, back to the left of the track. Missed the apex on the right, should have got that. Grab 4th gear, short shifting to try to limit the wheel spin. Up to 5th, then we come to this tricky crest, back down to 4th. Cut the left hand side, don't cut the outside. try to get back in onto the apex of this right-hander. We're going to hold third here onto the curb. That's not the fastest way around there. Back up to fourth, hit the 50 board, down to second for the first chicane. Chop that, get a good exit onto the second. Accelerate up to third. Aim the car at the left-hand apex. And again, all to the left-hand side and the right-hand apex as we go through this staircase section. Up to fourth gear for the faster left-hander this time. Just slightly on the curb. Back down to third, again just grabbing that curb, and we'll grab fourth on the exit for the back straight. Up to fifth here, and we're going to aim for the 100 board before we hit the picks. Down to second gear, sharp on the right hand side, grabbing all that cut on the right hand curb. Up to third, and then back down to second again for this long apex left hander, trying to hold the tight line, get a good exit on it. Up to third, back down to second again. Again, try to hug the apex, try to hold as much speed as you can. Short shift to third to minimise the wheel spin, a little bit of tail whip going on, and we accelerate over the start-finish line. 2:02.3, that one, that should be about 2 or 3 seconds slower than the fast guys that you'll see racing in the Rangiart series at the Hungaroring. But that's what you get when you get the B team. It's been a pleasure bringing you this lap, guys. Look forward to racing.
Oh, and what a lap from Cookie that was. There's nothing like a guided tour around the track. As quali is underway now, we're going to start to see the guys producing some laps. Crowther here in that thirsty camel car. I mean, that livery, still outstanding after all these rounds. What a cracking looking car. Up and down the field, he's just gone a purple sector in the mid there, so he's going to be on here. Crowther is really laying it on at the moment. I also note that he's leading the championship in the Big Bangers at the moment, so Crowther, plenty to crow about there. This guy, he's going to lay down a time. I think he's going to be right up the front there, but the field, it's still a star-studded field. I'm really hanging out for Zach's time. Let's see what Zach can do. He sort of likes to come in, wipe the floor, and then run away. Has he got it in him tonight? I don't know, Pete.
It's going to be very interesting to see if he does have it in him at the moment. He was a little bit further down in the practice session, but as I said, was he just trying to hide the pace that he's currently got? And you can see him also running a fairly familiar livery, isn't he, Dino?
That definitely looks like Fabian Fitness's livery. Corksy, holy guacadoles, get a hold of that. A 1:59.773. Corksy, I think he was the fastest guy out there in practice too. So just for reference, that was a 2:03 that Cookie ran before, and Corksy's just come in with a 1:59. So that is pace. These guys are going to have to chase that one. Crowther not too far behind. Andre not too far behind him then, but then we jump fair gap there back to Remo. So I tell you what, these guys, it is go time.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and your championship leader of Andrew Ferguson has also just popped himself now up into a 4th position, so not a bad banker lap from himself, but he can definitely improve on that one, and so it is a very tight championship as well, mind you. So the last round, where it was an enduro and triple points as well, has really shaped up the championship order, which we'll get to at the end of a qualifying, because at the moment there's only 4 minutes left in this one, so it is all happening at the moment. And how are the laps coming along for Tommy Corks, because he'll be one of the next really fast guys to be able to cross the line to set another lap here.
Is Corksy going to be able to get up on that time? That really was a fast time. I don't know who's going to be able to challenge that, but when you look up and down the field, I mean, it really is a star-studded lineup. There's Corksy, Crowther, Elliott, Fergo, Remo, Ward's in there, G'day Gray, Dion Clark, Cookie, who we did a lap with before, Hollyoak, McFadden, he's still yet to set a time. Rob Priest, he's sitting in 10th at the moment. Geez, he'd be happy if the clock stopped there. There's Hare, Street, Bensley, King, Sullivan, Rogers, Paul, O'Reilly, Cole Elliott. The dark horse sitting in 21st at the moment, Sadler, and then Ezra. I just see Ezra's jumped in there, so the man as wide as a bus, he can make that car as wide as a bus. A remarkable man at trying to get around. It's a very hard task. So he's in there as well. And O'Reilly, bang, straight up into 3rd with a 2-minute dead. Times are starting to tumble, Pete.
They are, and Andre Elliott has gone fastest as well with a 59.7. So that lap time that we were questioning, could it be topped by, from Tommy Corks? The answer is yes. Yes, it can get topped, and it was done by Andre Elliott by 0.04 of a second, and he is now popped it back into the pit lane. So Zachary Riley, currently sitting in third. Look at that, only 0.04 of a second away from breaking it into the 1 minute 59s. What sort of lap time can he do up next in this Commodore U? Currently sits third, 2 and a bit tenths away from a pole position.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Zach's going to do here. He will be trying to lay down a lap time. The man is renowned in the sim world as an alien behind the wheel. The minute he gets that VR goggles on, grabs the steering wheel, he is a hard man to catch in any car and gets up to pace so quick. He's got a couple of green microsectors there, so this time might be a bit better. He's gone 3 microsectors. This could be on. Let's just stick with Zach for a second. Let's see how far he's got to go. He's got about half a lap. We're down to nearly 2 minutes to go in quali here, so the time, he's running out of time to get a lap in. I'm really not sure if anyone's going to be able to beat Dre's time. That is outstanding from the man. It's that good. He's put it in the pit, Pete, and just gone, that's it, I'm out.
Yep, that's it. That just shows how much confidence Elliott has currently got in this car and track combination. It's going to be a fascinating car and track combination as well. I do believe so myself, but Zachary Riley, he's only got 2 more corners to navigate, so this is turn 13, and then he's got turn 14 coming up, and you can see using the pit lane entry as well, just to be able to let the car drift out a little bit wider to allow him for maximum speed going into this one here. In an open wheeler car, that curb there on the exit will bottom the car out and send you into the flying wall on the other side. This time around in these lifted V8 brutes, that's not an issue, but he didn't improve on that lap time this time around. He was a bit over a second away and also had track limits as well, so a little bit of a scruffy lap, but it looks like he should have time to go for another one if he didn't just get hindered by the car in front.
Yeah, that just looked like he got balked a little bit there. He looked like he'd be up, and then it just looked like on the exit of that corner he lost a little bit of time. He'll be filthy on that one. He will now try and go gangbusters for the rest of the lap. This will be balls to the wall. Hang on for it, people. It is coming. Corksy now. I don't think he'll be able to better that time. He'll be looking at Elliott's, and he'll just want a quick nip at that. He's going to get one more crack at it. Can Corksy close that gap? He is so close to Elliott's time now. Elliott's still sitting in the pits. He looks quite calm in the pits there. He's just gone, that's all I got. So that time there must be the best that Andre's got, which, I mean, what a time to do it. Just sit there, have a breather, and get ready for the race. He's going to be on the front row of the grid for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless a Cole Elliott, who we have seen with plenty of pace, can find himself 0.6 of a second to get himself up into the front row. That is not out of the question, but 0.6 of a second in your final flying lap is going to be an ask and a half as well for him to be able to try and pull that one off. And could that possibly make it a Elliott's front row lockout? We have now gone checkers in the qualifying session here, so anyone currently on a lap, this is going to be their final lap. And your driver in third position, Zachary Riley, currently rounding out his lap as well, so he's only got turn 14 left to navigate. How is this one looking for himself? It's a green middle sector, so hopefully this one's going to be an improvement for himself. I'm sure he would love to at least get himself into the 1 minute 59s. He would be absolutely filthy if he can't make into the 59s, and no, he's decided to pull out of that lap right at the end of it. And who else is on a lap here? You got Cole Elliott, who I just mentioned, 0.6 of a second away. He is going to be rounding the final corner here just shortly.
Can Cole pop it into the 59s? I tell you what, he's got a fast middle sector there. He's got a couple of green microsectors. So who knows? This lap could be on. This will be an interesting one to sit with. What's he got for us? Can he? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. It didn't go any quicker on that one. I really thought he would. So we're still setting out the grid here. The grid sort of looks pretty well sorted. McFadden there impressing me in 7th. The man had plastic surgery on his face today. So, I mean, a great recovery for him to be able to get that nose job done. He got the cheeks done. He's had a bit of a belly lift and still managed to put it in 7th position. That is an extraordinary effort. Nothing is keeping this man out of the sim tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Ferguson, though, your championship leader, Down in ninth position, not where we're used to see him in qualifying there. You can see running a little bit wide around the final corner. Also had it on the power slide. Is he going to find an improvement? He does. Up into seventh, so he jumps McFadden and gets himself into that seventh position. Still a little bit further down than we probably expect though, Dino.
Yeah, definitely just a little bit. Fergo's got a lot in him. I'd expect to see that man move up a bit or at least stick with the leaders. He's very good at hunting people down. An extremely quick man on Sunday night. I assume he'll bring that pace into tonight. But the Rangiart Tuesday's really shaping up to be something at the moment. That field seems to have sorted itself out. I don't think we're going to have any movers and shakers from that.
No,
I don't think, we're not going to have anyone go quicker now, Pete.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but we've been talking about movers and shakers, so let's take a quick look at the standings before we go into race one here tonight. Andrew Ferguson leading the way in the championship. He's got a 32-point lead over Andre Elliott, who has just claimed the pole position here for race one, with McFadden down in third position, 74 points away. Tommy Corks and Ezra Simons also inside your top five. They're very close together as well. But it's actually Cork, Simons, and Clerk very close together. They're only separated by 10 points, Dino.
Yeah, 10 points. That's really close, those guys. And then you get to Remo. He's not far off it. And then Lee Crowther down there in 10th, 490. I expect to see him move up a bit throughout the championship. Gray Ward, Cookie, Salmon, Sadler, Astrop, Priest, Wallace, Pull, and Sullivan. It's really an A-class field. As we get set to go racing, this is going to be an amazing race one, Pete. I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah, I am very excited as well. So let's get ourselves prepped for this first race. We're going to have a very quick ad break, but we'll be back shortly for the start of race one.
Motto is that safe drivers are lifesavers. If your organisation shares this belief and are planning to improve driver education in your community, SDT Simulator Driver Training has the solution. Many of our simulator users are also gaining a revenue stream by taking their simulators to events and schools for driver education programs. The system can also be set up to run motorsport simulation. Many leading racing drivers are now using simulators to improve their skills. Such software can also be used to show drivers they are not as skilled as they think they are. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customization for driver training. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Contact Simulator Driver Training for more information.
Thank you, sir.
Well, welcome to your
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to race one. Here we go. This one is going to be an absolute cracker. We got Andre off pole with a cracking time. That was a great time from Andre. Corksy in second there. He'll be sharing the front row of the grid, not far behind him. We've got the alien himself sitting in third place. Zach O'Reilly in Fabian's livery. Not sure he'd be happy with that. But Crowther in fourth. We've got Cole Elliott in fifth. I believe if he can get past his dad tonight, he wins Dad's sim, so that'll be interesting. Keep your eyes on that one. We've got Astrop in sixth. We've got Fergo in seventh. Fergo will come through the field. McFadden in eighth, recovering from plastic surgery, but still up to eight. Beautiful job. Grey Warden ninth. He's a hard head. You want to watch out for him tonight. Then we've got Remo in 10th. Cookie in 11th. Priest up in a 12th. He will be happy with that start. That's a great start. Ezra in 13th. Dion Clerk in 14th, Hollyoak 15th, Paul 16th, Sadler, Bensley, Sullivan, Streets, Hare, King, Buck, and Fabian Fitness has made the grid. So we are on. Watch these guys come through. The lights are up now. We've got the lights. We are about to get a start. They are go. And the boys are off. That looks like a great start from Andre there. Just seemed to get the power down. Crowther in the background has also got a great start. It looked like Zach was also coming through. So Andre got a clear lead at the moment. Zach's just got to move over to the right-hand side, but he's got Corksy on the inside. There won't be any ground given here. These two guys will go at it. Cole Elliott, he's got a great start. He's coming through into fourth position there, right beside Crowther. The boys starting to bunch up now, but this is just going to let Andre run away a bit. Now Zach is pushing the point. He's just pushed himself right in front of Corksy there and gone, no, son, it's my left-hander. You can file him behind me. So now he's definitely got that in there. He's got second place. Corksy has to settle for third, but he has got a red-hot Cole right on his heels. They are coming through. Crowther now trying to get up on the back of him as well. They're trying to start a freight train here. I thought Andre had a good run, but tell you what, Zach has made the time and getting right up behind him. They all seem to be getting a tow through this track. What a start, Pete. Now they're starting to bunch up a bit. This is where the action is about to come into play.
Yeah, it absolutely is. That was a fantastic start. Very clean as well. We've typically seen in the past, Hungaroring turn one is a bit of a chaos section of the circuit, but these drivers just showing the absolute class of the field that we've got here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Managed to go through there with, I don't even know if I saw anyone make a little bit of contact there, and you can see Paul getting it all out sideways. Fantastic camera angle to catch that moment as they head through this section of the circuit, which I was talking about is all about patience, and it is getting a little bit argy-bargy in the mid-pack.
I tell you what, there's a bit of argy-bargy there, teammates and all. This is interesting. These two guys, they're into it. So Remo now, right behind Rob. Rob's holding his ground, so he should. Move it over, son. And Paul, trying to go around the outside, mate. Get up there. These guys pushing. So no team orders here at all as we see those 5 cars go through. The Sim Nation cars, geez, they're everywhere. This is, I mean, you'd want to have some team orders going on. You don't want to be bumping each other off the track here.
Yeah, that is exactly right. And you can see them going super wide in the background, using absolutely all of the track available to themselves. But that looks like a dive coming from Cole Elliott. He's had to use all of the track on the entry of turn one there. And look at that. He's now got himself alongside. There was a little bit of contact, though, with Tommy Corks, and he is still alongside. Is he going to be able to try and hang out around the outside here as they head now into turn two of this circuit? And it doesn't look like he's been able to get that one done just as of yet, but look in the background because Fergo, he's on it. He's trying to get by on Lee Crowther, the absolute birdman that he is in the Thirsty Camel as well. But look at that, they've got Johnny Ostrop right behind as well.
Yeah, this is a really interesting train. The more these guys battle it out, the more it draws everyone out. And Gray in the background there, showing us a bit of Tokyo Drift. Astrop's gone wide. That's all Jason needs is an invite. Look at that, trying to get the power down. There's cars sliding everywhere. Has Jason got enough overlap? No, he's just going to have to file in behind him now. He's just going to run through. But as these guys battle, that's just going to start to draw everyone in. That's going to bring them all up and bunch them up. Because I tell you what, there's not a lot of gap between all of these boys at the moment. They're all all just trying to hold their little bit of ground. They're going super wide off those corners. Not sure how much time they'll be gaining there, Pete. Looked like he lost a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he did lose a bit as well going through there. And now we can kind of get a driver's eye view of everything that's going on. And down the field as well, Grand and Priest were going at it. Hammer and Tong. And you can see just ahead as well, Simons going up the inside of Cookie, the driver that we saw that brilliant track map from. And he has now just got himself now up inside the top 10.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great drive from Ezra. So he's playing on here. He's not wasting any time. He's just trying to go through the field as quickly as possible and see how far he can get up the field. Another one who I'd like to keep an eye on, Zach with a 1:59.9. So that's the fastest lap we've seen so far. So Riley, ET himself, the man, trying to phone home. He's up on Dre now. He's showing the nose. He's just going to try and rattle him. I tell you what, can Dre be rattled? This will be something to watch. Cole's just shot straight up the inside of Corksy there. This is absolutely on for young and old. Cole now, he seems to have his nose in front, but he hasn't got the inside line for this corner. He may have to file back in. Can he get the switchback done? He seems to be trying to push that nose up, but I tell you what, Corksy held that beautifully. Just kept him behind him. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. A bit of defensive driving 101 from the master himself, Tommy Corks.
That is exactly right, Dino. That was fantastic driving from Corksy to be able to hold this podium at the moment, but he's got Cole Elliott now shoving it down the inside at the top of the circuit. This is turn 5. We get the nose cam now of Cole Elliott. Down the inside, he will go into the chicane of turn 6 and 7. A little bit of contact. They're going side by side still. How is this one going to play out? Because now, look at this. Lee Crowther is trying to play his hand into this one as well. They continue to go side by side. And now Andrew Ferguson also plays his hand into this battle. How many more cars do we want a part of this one?
Oh, I tell you what, Pete, that is beautiful racing. The boys, it was all bumping. It was just a little bit of elbows out, but it was as clean as you like. No one punted anyone around. It's still going on. Cole has got a beautiful run up the inside there. Crowther just trying to figure out which way to go, and then you got Fergo in the background going, I'll have a piece of this as well. Fergo. Oh, Fergo's tapped Corksy, which has just sent him wide. He's going to pin it off there if I know Fergo. He's going to let Corksy back through, but he's going to lose a fistful of positions because here's McFadden. Here is the Barbie girl himself. He's now injected himself into it. He's got himself up beside. This is a spicy little battle, these guys. No one willing to give an inch. This is on. Love how this plays out.
It is absolutely playing on, isn't it? And it is a fantastic racing between this lot. And look at that. There is a decent train now starting to form. But back in front, Zach O'Reilly putting the pressure on Andre Elliott. And now we get the driver's view, and Elliott a little out sideways on the exit there on the AstroTurf. That is not the fastest way around this circuit. It just lights up the car into wheel spin, and that now allows Zach to go down the inside of Andre Elliott. And you can see now he's got that move well and truly done, and he'll take the lead away from Elliott.
That was a beautiful overtake. He just got the nose up there and then just applied the power nice and soft. Have a look at the pedal trace, people. You can see how these guys are driving these cars. You can't just flatten them. And he's now gone fast in the second. There's battles aplenty here. Astrop, he's gone back a bit by the look of it, and now he's at the clutches of Paul. So Paul's now all over him. Astrop must have had a little incident there. Something's gone a bit miss, and he's just sort of dropped back through the field. Now he's in this pack here where these guys, they play for keeps. These guys are not wanting to play nicely. Zach now, I'm just looking at the times, has pulled a second out in front. So he is officially checked out. And Cole Elliott trying to catch his dad. But this little battle pack, I tell you what, Astrop's got his hands full here. None of these guys willing to give anything. This will be a hard race.
Yeah, and as we're talking about one battle pack further down the field, the one that we were watching just a lap before has kicked off once again, and it's always through. There's a really tricky section of the circuit where it's all about the patience of getting onto the throttle, and you can see how smooth the throttle trace there was, as Dino just talked about with Zach. It's a very smooth import so that these guys need, and that is exactly what Jason McFadden is currently doing, but he hasn't been able to find his way around Andrew Ferguson. And, you know, these two drivers in P6 and P7 are 1 and 3 in the championship, so they need to get a move on if they want to start scoring some decent points in amongst of their fellow championship battlements, if they want to try and extend their championship leads, or even try and knock out Tommy Corks out of the championship battle as well, because he is right up there to gain some points on them.
Yeah, Corks, he's going to lose a lot of points here. He will be pushing to get as many as he can. Fergo will also be in the mix, but I tell you what, the guy we're looking at right now, and that's it. Mr. O'Reilly's gone to the pits. He's proved a point with a 1:59.5. He's just gone out there and gone, this is how you get the job done, boys. Showed them all how to do it, handed the lead to Andre. So now Andre back in the lead. He's got a commanding lead over his son, but I'm pretty sure that was 4 seconds before. So that's now come down to around 3 seconds. So Cole starting to apply the blowtorch, starting to get it done. But O'Reilly there, masterclass in how to get it done.
Yeah, that is absolutely spot on as well. And notice in the review mirror as well, Lee Crowther all out sideways. So that was very good car control for himself to be able to hold that one pointing straight, because that was as sideways as possible could be. I was reading the Thirsty Cabin on the side of the car, and he was pointing the wrong way of the racing circuit. And you can see now the battles are still well and truly going on. How is this one going to play out as they go through this fast chicane here? And you can see it is all battling on together as now Ostrop is looking to try and get himself in amongst this battle as well. Around the outside of Cookie, what's going on with Cookie here? He's losing positions of plenty here. That's 3 positions lost, 4 positions lost now in just this sector alone. 5. Is there an issue maybe for Cookie?
There could be an issue for Cookie, but I tell you what, he just got a big excuse me from Paul as he come barreling through there. I think it was all fair, but Cookie just copped the worst end of the stick with that one. So now he's relegated himself back to 15th position. He's going to have to fight hard here because Liam, I mean, for all his faults, the guy can be a pain, but I tell you what, he's hard to get around. Cole still closing in that gap. Look at it. It's under 2 seconds now, and he's dragging Crowther along for the ride. So I tell you what, the lead of this race isn't done. We're just under 10 minutes to go. If Cole keeps carrying on with this pace, look at the eyes on the man, steely as anything. But if he keeps this pace up, he's going to catch the old man. Oh, and then just as he says that, there is a curse, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, Cole, I'm sorry for that one. Pete, you better take over. I need to shut up.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, until this battle now kicks off, Lee Crowther has spied an opportunity now to try and take second position away from Cole Elliott. And this is going to get also spicy as well, but it looks like he's going to hold on just for now. But last time around, you know, Cole Elliott did a 59.8. Andre Elliott was in the 2:01s. So on the last lap alone, Cole Elliott was 2 seconds faster than the fellow Elliott leading the race. That is a crazy amount of pace that Cole has currently got.
Oh, definitely. And I tell you what, he's showing it to full advantage right now. Apart from that little mare, I think he will track him down again. He just got to get that focus back in. We've got another battle here. We've got Clerk and Paul going at it. And Clerk, this man, he's not comfortable. He's not in his usual race car. He's not in a GDR. But I tell you what, the Ute, it's got to be the next best thing to a GDR, Dion. So get that thing up there. He's fighting off Paul at the moment. He's got Rob in his sights. Rob's doing a great job of holding down 11th position there. So that these guys, they've sort of sorted themselves out a bit, and everyone's now trying to vie for position. So it's just going to be a little battle. It's who can keep calm, who can stay in control, and who can be relaxed. Couple of deep breaths, boys, and play on.
Yep, absolutely. As now another battle is brewing here. Ward, I must say, has been pulling his way through the field fantastically. I've seen his name pop around just a little bit as he goes for moves, and that was a little tap from behind, and you can see he's lost a little bit of time as well. That was Remo Grand that just got into the back of him, and it caused him to have a little bit of a moment there. And I'm just looking at the lap times coming through as well. Despite that mistake from Cole Elliott, Dino, he was still faster by nearly a second than Andre as well on that lap, and so that now means that the gap out in front is now only 1.5 seconds. So despite the issue, and look at Simons go all over the grass as well. Just you reckon that was cooling off the tyres just a little bit?
Yeah, he's pulling a gizzy on us. He's just trying to cool the tyres off, but that will not help him into that first corner. And when you've got Gray behind you, you've got to have your wits. Well, we've got a car around. Dion is going around, so I'd say him and Paul have come to grief there. There's been an accident. Paul's going to let him back through. So I tell you what, there's a little misbehaviour going on there. Those guys will have to report to the principal after the race. But back to where we were, Ezra at the moment, he was just looked like he was pulling a gizzy impersonation, but he's got Gray behind him, as I was saying. You don't want Gray behind you. That man, he's as hard as you like. He will throw the car up there. And Ezra, he's probably one of the best blockers in the field. So this will be an interesting little battle. This could end in tears.
It could absolutely very well end in tears. All it takes is someone to try and go for a move, maybe into this chicane, where they can try and catch their opponent unawares and off the limb here as well. So it's all about the element of surprise sometimes, especially around a circuit. As I said in the pre-show, it's Monaco without the walls. It's insanely hard to overtake around this place, and there's been something up in front. And Kyle Elliott, we've seen him pushing quite a lot. Do we think he has found the limit once again, but this time with Lee Crowther being so much closer than the last time that we saw him make a mistake? This time it's cost him a position, and he's now fallen down to third, so it's not going to be the fairy tale Elliott's 1-2 that we just saw, but he's still got just under 5 minutes of racing left. He could still very well try and get himself back by Lee Crowther here and get himself back into that second position.
I tell you what, this man's got pace. If anyone in the field can do it at the moment, I wouldn't put it past Cole, but Crowther, he has really come to grips with these cars, come to grips with racing. The man doing a fantastic job behind the wheel at the moment, and he is now... He's now in Cole's way, so that won't be an easy task for him. Fergo there, I thought the Fergo and Corksy battle would heat up. McFadden, he's trying to come through as well. Fergo seems to be getting ever so slightly closer, and that's what this man does. He just hangs around behind you and just darts left, darts right, makes himself known. He's got the headlights blazing, but Cole here, quite interested to see whether Cole can get around Crowther. What do you reckon out there in the chat and YouTube land? Can Cole get around Crowther? Is this going to be an Elliott 1-2 and a party to remember?
Well, based off what we just saw with how sideways that Lee Crowther has been getting his Commodore out, I reckon if he keeps this up, you know, Cole Elliott's got a fantastic shot to try and go for that overtake, and the pace is definitely in Elliott's hands. It's just whether if he's able to also minimize the mistakes from his end, and so then he can take opportunity there and try and get himself by Lee Crowther. You can see the different lines they take going through turn 6 and 7, and that does allow Elliott to close up just that little bit. And another thing Elliott has to be wary of as we continue on through this race is that this battling that they've been doing so far has meant that Corks and Ferguson, look at that, right behind, they're there as well, and so is the always pacey Jason McFadden, who, remember as well, won the Enduro event last week out at Watkins Glen, so plenty of pace and plenty of form on board some of these cars around him.
Definitely, Jason. Who can forget that Enduro win? That was a great one. I mean, that's how he got his plastic surgery done. It was all part of sponsorship, all part of the winning deal. So the man will be happy with that. He needs another one now to get a facelift properly done. So he'll be trying to push for the front there to win that one. But right now, Astrop, he has been hunted by Remo Grand. Remo really come to grips with this. He's now got the car humming beautifully. He's going to try and get up the back there of Astrop and see if he can cling on to him and maybe even get around. Elliott now, he seems to have dropped off Crowther just a little bit, so the battles that are happening up and down, it's a seesaw battle, but I tell you what, the gaps are opening and closing. Gray looks to be the one on Ezra here. As I said, this will be a little spice fest, these guys. Wait for this one to eventuate. If Gray gets a little bit closer, it's going to be dicey. I wouldn't like to put a bet on either one of these guys.
It's going to be so difficult to work out which one of these drivers is going to come out as superior here in race 1, but you mentioned Watkins Glen. That was a fantastic race, wasn't it? The race win, ladies and gentlemen, was separated by 0.3 of a second. It was absolutely nothing. So when these guys are absolutely on it, we are in for thrillers, and it is fantastic. And we're going to be on for a thriller, as you can see the concentration through the visor there from Grey Ward, and to be able to try and stick with the back of Ezra here, and also try and find a way back through, because he is ever close to this Speed Nation car directly in front of him. So it's going to be fascinating to see how he goes about it. You can see him using all of the curb, plus a little bit more available in that chicane as well.
Definitely. That's how you straight line a corner, people. You just hold the wheel straight and hang on and hope for the best. But I tell you what, it's got Gray in there. He's getting ever so closer now, and I just saw a note come up. Cookie's been given a drive-through for cutting, so not sure what he's been doing. Maybe he's looking for the car park after the first little bits of effort. I would have thought he'd be pushing through, but this battle now starting to close up. But something's happened there. Gray's lost a lot of pace. That's let Astrop up. Now Astrop's got a sniff, so Gray can't look forward anymore. Ezra won't be his target. He'll be looking in the rear vision mirrors because Astrop with that red Coca-Cola car, that beautiful livery, he will be all over it. And I'll tell you what, the last thing you want to see is red flashes in your rear vision mirror everywhere. This is going to be interesting. We're down to what, a lap to go? Will this be the last lap, Pete?
Yep, I reckon we are on for the last lap because with a minute 30 left on the clock, your race leader of Elliott has only just been able to go through turn 1. We've got Hare now falling down the order, so something's happened to him unfortunately, but how is this battle going to play out? We have to keep our eyes on this one. Cookie's also lost a position because he's now found himself in the pit lane, so maybe there was a bit of an issue there, hence why we saw the pace drop. But look at this battle pack. You got 4 cars currently battling it out for a top 7 position here in race 1, and that would have been for Cookie. He's taken the drive-through penalty actually, so that would have been for track limits, and mainly up at turn 4 is the main hotspot for track limits, which is the next corner they'll be coming up to next. And it looks like Ezra's just pulled out a little bit of a gap, so he can kind of wipe away the sweat a little bit from this battle. But look at Gray all out sideways, and he is pushing the limits of this Commodore to be able to try and keep Ostrop behind, but also try and keep the opportunity open to try and get himself this top 7 position.
Yeah, he's going to try and hang on to that, and he will be trying to cling on to the 8th position, but still looking forward for the 7th. So Gray obviously hasn't got his eyes facing backward. He is all forward at the moment. He is looking at Ezra. He wants a piece of this. This will be a battle down to the wire. All it's going to take is for someone to stuff up a corner just a little bit and the other person to take advantage of it. Gray looking very slippery slidey there. Look at the handwork. He is steering that car. That thing is not nice to drive. That is a handful for Gray at the moment. He seems to be struggling to hold it on the track.
Yeah, and there's a move with Ostrop, but we've got to take a look though at your race leader, Andre Elliott. He's about to take the checkered flag to win the first race here, ladies and gentlemen, for the Rangiart V8 Brute Series. And there we go. We get him the checkered flag. These, we go. Chicken winner. No. What's the saying, Dino? I've had a mental...
Winner,
there we go. There we go. I'm just not with it tonight, sorry. And it is a fantastic effort for Andre Elliott, but... Johnny Ostrop on the final lap there. While we were talking about Grey Ward having it all slidey, Johnny Ostrop, I think the culprit would have been the turn 6-7 chicane, picked up his final track cut, and unfortunately for himself, that does mean he is going to have 30 seconds added to his race time here. So he is going to fall down the order once everyone else has crossed the line. So he, unfortunately, will most likely be losing his top 10 position.
Definitely losing the top 10 position, but look at that finishing order. What a race that was. It had everything. So we got Elliott, he's won the race and now giving us a drift in first. Great job, Andre. What a drive. We had Lee Crowther coming through in second there. He's gone straight to the pit, but a great drive. Elliott in third. Then we had Corksy in fourth. Fergo fifth. McFadden, the Barbie girl, in sixth. Great drive from him. Ezra holding everyone off for seventh. That was a great defensive driving. Grey Ward in 8th, the aggressor. He was coming through. Astrop in 9th, but I tell you what, he'll drop down the field with that penalty. Remo in 10th. Liam in 11th. Priest in 12th. Clerk in 13th. Paul Fitness in 15th. The man got himself up to 15th from last. Look out for him in this last race. Sadler, Cookie, he had a shocking time. Served the drive through. Hare, Bensley, Sullivan, King, Streets, and Buck. Sorry, Buck. What a race, Pete. It had it all.
Yeah, absolutely. It did have it all, and thinking about having it all, I think I need a drink after that one, Dino. That was absolutely thrilling. We've got a little bit of a break before race 2 gets underway, so we'll be back in a jiffy, ladies and gentlemen. Go and fill up those drinks.
Motorsport isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And when performance matters, you need gear you can trust. That's where ARD Importing comes in. ARD Importing brings world-class racing brands straight to New Zealand, supplying real racers, real teams, and real enthusiasts with proven performance products around the globe. We're talking JRP racing components, Zamp helmets and safety gear you can rely on the track. Red Cat Racing for high-performance RC action and intimate brake pads for serious stopping power when it counts most. Keep your engine protected with renewable lubricants, premium oils designed for extreme performance and durability. Turn up the volume with Wicked Audio, delivering powerful sound whenever the road or track takes you. And gear up with Spartan products built for durability, comfort, and race day durability. Whether you're racing dirt, asphalt, or chasing lap times from home, ARD Importing has you covered. Sim racers as well. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen, because ARD New Zealand is your importing source for all of Camus Racing sim gear. Precision wheels, professional grade pedals, immersive feedback that puts you right in the driver's seat. Train harder, race smarter, and feel every corner. From real-world racing to the virtual grid, ardimporting.co.New Zealand connects you with elite brands trusted by racers worldwide.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for race 2. If this doesn't give us, this is going to give us everything we were promised. Race 1 was eventful. This one is going to be great. Watching the fast drivers come through. We've got off pole position here. We've got Remo, and then second, we've got Astrop. Then we've got Grey Ward. We've got Ezra, McFadden, Ferguson, Borksy, Elliott, Crowther, Andre Elliott, Liam Hollyoak, Priest, Clark, Paul, Fitness there in 15th. Watch for that man coming through. Sadler, Cook, watch for Cookie coming through. Hare, Bensley, Sullivan, King, Streets, and Buck Rogers. Sorry, Buck. So this one is going to be eventful, Pete. You want to take us away from this one?
The pleasure is absolutely on for this one. I'm looking very much forward to this race. Race 2, based off the first one, is going to be plenty of action, and we are go for the second one here tonight for the Rangiart V8 Brutes, and it is a good start from Remo Grand, but look at the start from Johnny Ostrop as well. He is absolutely on it, and they continue to go side by side, but it looks like the second part of the race start has gone into the favour of Remo Grand, and he goes into the first corner nearly unchallenged, but that's because Johnny Ostrop tried to send it down the inside. He hasn't been able to do that. Ferguson, he's trying to get himself now further up the field as well. He is 3 wide with the top 3 in your championship. How is this going to go for the opening race? Because they are going to be absolutely on it. And look how close the quarters are here, ladies and gentlemen, for the racing here. And it is going to be absolutely on as we now head up the hill into the notorious at turn 4. And look at all the action in the background. They're all going to the grass. They're going wide. They're using absolutely every tiny little bit of track that is available to themselves. And once again, Grey Ward out sideways. He cannot keep the thing pointing straight. He has got a handful under him at the moment.
I tell you what, he seems to be on struggle street with that car, but he's got the slide beautifully timed. He seems to be able to be hanging onto it all right. So now Grand, he's going to try and hold out Astrop, but I tell you what, if Astrop gets past, he will just bolt. And right behind him is Gray. Now, all of these guys are going to want to have some fresh air at the front there. McFadden also into it. I saw McFadden and Ferguson. They were swapping pleasantries there for a little while. There was a little bit of a love tap here and a love tap there. It's all fair in love in war. These two guys, absolute professionals. They know exactly what they're doing. So watch for those two guys in the background battling away. As Corksy decides to chime in, I just saw him going left and right. So Fergo, he's got up the inside of Jace. Jace has left the door wide open, and Corksy's just gone, excuse me, and Jace now, he's going to come back through. He's going to take that position back. I wonder if there's a little bit of argy-bargy here. Jason still keeping it nice and tight. Didn't run wide and push Corksy off. This is gentlemanly racing. This is how you do it.
Yeah, it is absolutely the perfect type of racing. It's hard, but it's fair, and it's really, really tough out there for these drivers as well as they continue to really push the bounds and the limits of the track limits of this circuit. We saw in the first race a driver did come under strife from the stewards and copped themselves a 30-second penalty and has fallen down the order in doing so as well. And that was Johnny Ostrop, who is currently looking like he may be challenging for a lead change here. He looks to the outside, swung it back to the inside, but Remo was very wise to it, or is he? Because look at this, he's got a bit of a sniff. It does Johnny Ostrop, and he's going to go for a switchback as they head up the hill. How is this one going to play out? Who's got the pace? Do they dare go side by side into turn 4? It is going to be daring stuff if they do, but it looks like Ostrop's going to sit behind just for now, and he is going to be trying to go all over the back of Remo Grand to see if he can't get himself this race lead and go for yet another race win in this series.
He seems to have the pace on Remo at the moment, but I tell you, Remo doing a great job of just keeping the car there. Astrop under brakes, that was as shaky as you like. There's a Beyonce impersonation for you people. He had the back of that car sliding all over the shop on the brakes there, coming up on Remo. I see Ezra go through on Gray, so Ezra now, he's on the hunt. So if Remo's going to hold these guys up a bit, that's going to bring Simmons straight into it. And then you got Grey Ward coming through as well, and a very cranky, angry Andrew Ferguson, I know his name. Sorry, Fergo. McFadden behind him. So these guys were starting to form an angry pack now, and Cole's ranged up on the back of him. We know he's got pace if he can hold it together. And there we go, Fergo straight up the inside of Gray. McFadden's going to try and have a piece of this as well, but I believe the next corner is a left-hander, so it's going to be advantage Gray. Gray's going to back out of it. Him and Jason having a little bit of argy-bargy there. Not too violent, nothing untoward. Just a little bit of a how you doing, mate? Excuse me, I'm coming through. And Cole now putting the move on Corksy. Can he get the run out of the corner here? These guys, this is an angry battle pack. This is definitely one to watch.
This is a very, very angry battle pack, and with the bright yellow of Jason McFadden starting to get towards the front of the battle pack as well. Kind of reminds me of a pack of angry hornets that this battle pack does. And does Cole go for the double? He's going to go for the double down the inside of Grey Ward as well. Super late on the brakes, and there you go. 2 spots in the one corner. Fantastic overtaking from Cole Elliott. Probably a little bit disappointed that he wasn't able to get himself as far up as he probably should have been in race 1, and is doing demands by getting himself now up into 6th position. Fantastic driving from himself, and he is on a charge at the moment, Dino.
Mate, that was an overtake and a half. He started that one from the car park. That one was from miles back. I didn't see that coming at all. I thought maybe he'd get 1 position, but I tell you what, when he took 2, he's now showing the field. I mean business here. He's going to range up on McFadden. Ezra doing a great drift there, but that's not the fast way around the circuit. Not when you've got the likes of Fergo coming hot on your heels. He's looking at this battle up front. Astrop seems to be happy to just sit him behind for the moment. Just see the weaknesses of Remo, just sort of run with him for a bit, but what he won't want to do is be held up enough, so it brings in Ezra. You do not want Ezra in this battle as well. So Johnny now just trying to find the right moment to get the move done, and I tell you what, at the moment, it's gonna be a little bit difficult to see. Hackster chiming in there in the chat, I see. A move by Elliott. Mate, if that wasn't move of the night, I don't know what was.
Yeah, that was a fantastic move, wasn't it, from Cole Elliott? But look at this. We have got a move possibly for the race lead at the moment now as well from Johnny Ostrop. He tried to go down the inside. It didn't work. So now he's going to try and go around the outside at the next one. What does he do for turn 14? It looks like he's going to have the inside line. But these guys battling it out does mean now that Ezra right behind has chimed himself into the battle pack. And look at that. Ferguson, McFadden, Elliott, Corks, everyone is chiming into this one. We've got a big pack starting to form up for the race lead here, and I think Ezra might be in a bit of a pole position now at the moment, because he's going to have a little bit of the slipstream effect going down this straight, and he's right there as well. If any of these 2 drivers become unstuck while battling it out, and he can very easily get the 2 for 1, say thank you very much, and take the race lead away from the sister car of Remo Grant. And looking behind, it is the 2 sister cars going at it to try and sort out who's going to be second, who's going to be third, but it's Johnny Ostrop now with the race lead.
Definitely, as Astrop's got that done. Beautiful move there. Remo's going to hang on to second, but that has just brought everybody else into it. You've got Fergo sitting there. He's got the headlights ablaze. He is ready to pounce. We've got a car off. We've got Gray. Something has happened to Gray there. He's had an incident, and Gray is now sitting against the fence. That's all over for him. He's dropping down the field. That's such a shame. That man was in it to win it. And I tell you what, he was right there with the boys, but it couldn't be done. But as we come back to this battle here, have a look at all these guys line astern. This is on for young and old. Ezra will still want that position back from Remo. He won't care that it's a teammate. He'll still want it. Fergo just sitting in the background there too, watching all of this unfold. McFadden, the closing speed on McFadden and Cole there. Those 2 boys are onto it. I wonder if there'll be team orders there. Will McFadden move over and just let Cole through there? I'm not quite sure how that'll play out. But Cole's still got Corks hot on his heels. You don't want to bring him into it either. These guys, super fast drivers.
They absolutely all are insanely quick drivers, and this is going to be a move from Cole Elliott down the inside of the fellow Rangiart car, and it is going to be down the inside. And a look at Ezra as well on the slide. We've seen a fair bit of that at the moment, but we've now pretty much, it's separated a little bit now that they've started battling. You've got a 2-car breakaway, and then you've got from 3rd down to 7th, currently battling it out like this. Are they going to go 3 wide into the final corner? No, Corks backs out of it, but the 2 Rangiart cars are going absolutely at it at the moment, and they are still going to go side by side. How's the re-entry going to be from off the edge of the curb from McFadden? It looks like it's going to be pretty good, but it's left him vulnerable now. The 2 Tommy Corks, and look at this. The slipstream is absolutely, oh, this is a fantastic view to have a look and see how things are going. It looks like Ferguson's going to try and make a move as well around the outside of Simons. How's this one going to all play out? And there's contact with Ferguson, your championship leader. He's going around, and he's now made contact with Andre Elliott. Fabian Fitness has gone through, just gets it back across the front of the track without making contact with any other drivers, but he now falls outside of the top 10 and up in front. Cole Elliott now is in 4th position and has got his eyes back onto trying to get another podium out of this race weekend.
Oh, mate, not quite sure what happened there. I'm not sure whether he got a tap from Cole. I'm sure I saw in the corner of my eye a fast-moving Cole coming through. Cole obviously doesn't think so because he's playing on with it. All he's got is Ezra. All the guys running way off the track there. That's monkey see, monkey do. So they're all starting to follow each other now. Cole just needs to get his head together and find his own lines. But I tell you what, I hate being behind Ezra. That man's super difficult to get around. So if he makes a move, it's going to have to be decisive. He's going to have to do dive bomb of the century one more time to get this done on Ezra. But Jason, can he follow him through? This is now spicing up, mate. We've got just over 10 minutes to go. So now the pressure is on. Let's see who can come up the field. But there is some fast movers throughout the whole field. I keep spying out of the corner of my little eye. Fabian Fitness up into 8th position. This man absolutely on the charge.
He is very much on the charge, and it looks like the two Rangiart cars are going at it once again. This battle is not going at it, and you'll think at some stage maybe a little bit of team orders may be in place here, because if these guys keep battling it out, Ezra's just going to drive off into the sunset, into Budapest. He'll go off into the city and enjoy his podium, but these two will continue to battle it out, and they're going to lose time to trying to get themselves a podium. But not only that, Tommy Corks, a very fast operator, will find himself also right on the back of them. You can see in the mirror he is right there, but losing a little bit of straight line speed. So it is around this circuit, the Commodore better in the straight line, and we're going to find out as Cole goes for a very late lunge down the inside. Is he going to be able to get this one stuck? You can see the smoke coming off the tires as the brake locks. He's parked it on the apex. A little bit of a tap from McFadden, and they continue to go side by side.
This is fantastic, and from teammates nonetheless. So Cole handling to the captain here. They're both on the side. Is Cole going to go around? He's trying to hold it. We've got a drift impersonation here. Corksy in the background. The man who's probably the best drifter out of everyone is watching this going, boys, let me show you how it's done. He's got the power down. Oh, there's bumping. We're 3 wide. So now we've got Corksy in this, 3 wide into it. McFadden is going to have to pull out of it. Corksy's going to stay strong on that outside. McFadden now, is he going to be able to hold his line there? This is going to get messy. I can feel it. McFadden's had a tap that's just sent him wide. Corksy's had to get out of it there to not spin him. And Andre, here he comes. Daddy is here. Watch out, Cole. It is about to be on.
It is going to be 3 Rangiart cars versus the Tickford Racing Falcon of Tommy Corks. It is going to be absolutely all on, and these guys aren't even battling it out for a podium anymore, because as I said, Ezra has driven off into the sunset. There's a 2-second gap now between Ezra and Cole Elliott, and so they are absolutely now battling it out in the final 8 minutes of this race for the minor placings inside of the top 10. They're not battling it out for the podium anymore, and look who has also just decided to join the queue here for this battle here for a 4th position at the very best. It is one other than Fabian Fitness, who has gone from last on the grid in race 1, found himself up to 15th, and now from 15th up into 8th, and he is on a charge. And then another driver who's on a charge is Andrew Ferguson, after having a bit of a spin at lap 1, which we'll say is probably been assisted as well for him to go around in such a manner, has been able to get himself now back inside the top 10. So it's going all right for Andrew Ferguson here, and he is now all over the back of the Speed Nation car, that is of Dion Clark.
Yeah, definitely. He's just after a recovery drive here, just trying to get his head together and try and stay back on it. But Fitness coming through into 8th position, that is a great drive from that man. And let me tell you, he's as intimidating as they come. You don't want to be anywhere near him on a racetrack. You can take that from me. So these guys now, we're battling. Crowther in the background there. He's just made a move on Hare. He's going to try and make this move stick. Hare's going to fight with him about it. They're going to have an argument about this one, and he just gets a little tap. Crowther just gives him a little tap. There we go. That was caught on camera. Beautiful timing there for us to be watching this little battle. Crowther's just given him a little tap and said, "How you going, mate? I'm still here." And then done the right thing. Backed out of it to straighten up and let Hare carry on with it. So battling all up and down the field here. It is not over by a long shot, as we see Dre now coming up on Corksy. So has the doc got something for Corksy? I'd hedge your bet and say he's got a little something up his sleeve for Corksy.
Yeah, I reckon he does. I reckon it's only going to be a matter of time because you can see Corksy's now lost a little bit of time to McFadden and the other Rangiart car of Cole Elliott. So those two are battling it out. But now that they've finished battling it out, look at this. Elliott on the charge and possibly going to be trying to get that podium position away from Ezra. So Ezra was able to pull away and gain a 2-second lead over these two. There's contact. He's been able to hold on to it. There's more contact on the exit of the corner. Where's McFadden going to play into this? He's tapped his teammate and put Cole onto the slide. And now this has brought Corksy and Elliott all back into the battle here. And they're going to continue side by side into the final corner. It's a very late dive. It's a lunge from Elliott. He tried to go super late on the brakes and it's caused a little bit of side-to-side contact. And look at them go 2x2. You can see the slide that Elliott is on as well. How's this one going to play out going down the main straight? Only time will tell as they head into turn 1.
I tell you what, Ezra won't be happy with that. This is not over. If you think this is over, you've got another thing coming. Corksy now darting all over the shop. Jason trying to cover lines. This is balls to the wall. And Jason's going to come out the victor here if he can hold it. Jason McFadden, is he going to run away with this? No, Cole's still got him. So they're still into this. Ezra, as I said, he will not be happy with that move. He doesn't mind a little bit. Oh, Elliott's just run wide there. It looks like he's done that all on his own. Bit too much pace. That's going to bring him into the clutches of Ezra, which is not where you want to be right now. Because I tell you what, Ezra won't be happy about a few corners ago. So Ezra now has got that spot back from Cole. Cole's going to have to work at it again. This is going to be dive bomb central from everybody. This is heating up now, Pete.
It absolutely is, and Cole's off the track once again, but this time he's found the grass, so he's going to not lose just the one position. He's lost 3, and up in front, it's this Ezra here trying to defend from Tommy Corks, and McFadden has been able to drive away beautifully. And look at this, Corksy, he is all over the back. You can see on the rear view camera, he is right there trying to take the pickings away from Ezra here and see if he can't get himself up into 4th position, which will play beautifully for his championship. And speaking of the championship, Fabian Fitness coming into this round was 7th in the standings. It's a little bit low for the standards of Fabian Fitness, and is that an issue for Elliott because he's pulling off the circuit? He's called it quits and he is out of the race. And what's going on here? Oh, he's made it back onto the circuit and now he's into the pit lane as well. So unfortunately for one of the Elliots, they are now out of the race. For the other one though, currently sitting in 6th position, and right there for the takings is a position 4 currently held by Ezra. So all he needs to do is make up 2 positions in the last 3 and a bit minutes of this race, and he can get himself a juicy P1 and a P4, which is not a bad race weekend.
I tell you what, Senior here, Senior Elliott, he's going to go out and show Junior how to do it, but he's got Fabian hot on his heels. He's gone right to the inside now. This is good. Is Corksy going to force the issue here? I think he will. He just seems to have backed out of it. Andre's going through. Andre's going to have line of sight here. He's going to get this move done beautifully. But Fabian, the winner out of that exit. So now Fabian will be right up on Corksy. So Corksy in a bit of a sandwich at the moment. He'll have eyes forward, eyes back. He won't know where to look. We all know the meme with the eyes going different ways. That is Corksy right now, I guarantee it. So these guys, it is absolutely on. Ezra will want to hang on to that 4th position because the gap's now spread right out. 1st, 2nd and 3rd, they've got a good sized gap. But 4th position is not done. And here we go, Fabian trying to put a move on Corksy. As I said, the man knows how to intimidate. So this is on. Pete, we were in for a little barnstormer finish here, I tell you.
Oh, absolutely. We are in for a fantastic finish, and just because we've got all of the folks at the front doesn't mean the battling is not happening down the bottom of the field here. You've got Holyoke and Priest trying to go at it. They're going as sideways as each other can go. They're bumping each other as well for good measure, just to make sure that they're known that they're there together, that there is no one else there for them to battle with as well. And there was a bit of a moment there for Sadler as well, and getting it a little bit crossed up going through the chicane and cost himself a little bit of time. But Holyoke and Priest showing how to battle, and that was fantastic stuff for positions of 14 and 15 as well. But back to this battle here, because Corksy has closed the gap to Andre Elliott and is looking like he might be able to mount an attack here coming very shortly, because Elliott's stuck behind Ezra now.
Yeah, this definitely is not over. If you thought this little battle was over, it is most definitely not. Ezra, because Andre will have eyes forward. He will want that 4th position. That'll mean everything to him. That'll shoot him up the championship table just that little bit more after that first win. So he will give it everything he's possibly got to get that 4th position. But it's hard to do that when you've got a hot on your heels Tommy Corks, because Corksy, the man on a controller, absolute marvellous driver. Corksy will give him hell all the way to the finish line. This could be the last lap too. I'm not quite sure where the timer was at when first place went through, but I'd say this will be the last lap. So it's now or never, guys. It is now or never. There is no redos. Get the job done. Andre, he seems to be pretty close now, Pete. This is going to get interesting.
It is going to get very interesting indeed, and I am going to say this will be the final lap of the race now with only 55 seconds left on the clock, and where Johnny Ostrop is now only just heading into the second sector. He has got a fair distance of track to still find, and look at this, Elliott is looking very pacey just in front of the onboard camera from Tommy Corks, because he is looking every which way to try and get himself past Ezra here, and he has been trying to do so for some time. Is it going to be down here at the chicane? No, he thinks better of it. He knows that he has to make this move stick, because if he doesn't make it stick, Corksy and even Fitness are just behind as well, will be there to take the pickings and to take away those positions they've worked so far and so hard to be able to get, despite the reverse grid.
Definitely, these guys come through the field. Beautiful driving through the field. Oh, I half thought Andre was going to throw it up the inside then. We're all sort of, our hearts in our throats, I can tell you. We're all watching this one, not sure how it's going to turn out. He's running out of corners. Ezra doing what Ezra does, just moved it over, so there's no chance of an up the inside, but that's going to give Dre a great run out of this corner. But then we're into the left-hander, so there's nowhere to go. Oh, Corksy. Corksy almost with a bowling strike there. Now Andre's got the run. Is he going to have a go up the inside? Astrop, he's going to win the race. What a great win by Astrop. Wasn't challenged. Got out in front and ran with it. It looks like this one's all said and done now. Dre's had to give it away. And then we had Remo in second. He will be wrapped with a second place. What a performance. McFadden in third. Great drive from Jason to get up there. Ezra holding on to fourth. The man, absolute beautiful drive. Andre got himself up in a fifth. That's going to help the championship standing, so he will be happy with that. Then Corksy. Fitness managed to get himself up into seventh place. Another great drive. Fergo in eighth. He had a great recovery drive after that spin. It's hard to keep your head together. Dion there, as I said, not as comfortable as in a GDR, but not too bad. Crowther in 10th place. Paul 11th. Cookie got himself up into 12th. 13th Sadler. Hollyoak 14th. Rob into 15th. Hare into 16th. Sullivan in 17th. Kingy in 18th. Streets in 19th. Buck in 20th. And then we had a couple of people DNF in that one. We had Cole Elliott, Gray Ward, and Sam Bensley. That provided everything.
That was a fantastic drive, and props to Johnny Ostrop as well for that one as well. So that was a fantastic drive, held his own, took the lead at the start and was able just to drive away, and it was a race win of over 5 seconds. So a very commanding drive as well for Johnny here. Remo done fantastic to get himself into a second position. I'm sure the crew down at Speed Nation will be absolutely thrilled to have one of their cars up on the podium, and then Jason McFadden, of course, as we said, rounding out the podium as well for race 2. So it's been a fantastic evening of racing, and Dino, I'll give you the honors. Who was your driver of the day?
I tell you what, that's a hard call, that one, but it has to be the Doc. I think we have to give it to Doc Senior. Andre Elliott there with a great drive. That race 1 victory was a beautiful drive, and then he got himself back up into 5th in that second race, and he was coming on strong there. So I tell you what, really impressed with that. But props also has to go to McFadden. Plastic surgery, and the man still managed to get in the sim rig. He's got his head bandaged like you wouldn't believe, and he still managed to pull out a good third position in that last race. So I tell you what, there's a few top performers there, Pete. What about you, mate? Who are you giving it to?
I reckon, you know, it's really difficult. I was going to say Cole Elliott, just with the sheer pace that he has shown. but a DNF does not look too good when you say that for driver of the day. So
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm going to actually give it to Johnny Ostrop because he was very consistent. He managed to get a race win. I'm also tossing up between getting it to Andre Elliott as well because he was also a very consistent driver out there today. The level of driving out there was just a bit too hard to tell.
Definitely, mate. They were all top performers. Astrop, can't take anything away from him. I said that at the start of the race. If he got around, he'd run with it. And I tell you what, he did exactly that. Beautiful drive, textbook drive. Got out in front and just absolutely took off. I mean, the racing tonight, it's just getting better and better, these Rangiart Tuesdays. I'm so looking forward to next week. It is going to be a cracker. It's one of my favourite tracks, Queensland Raceway. A lot of people call it the paperclip. A lot of people call it boring, but I tell you what, it always produces some great racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking very much forward to that one. And once again, we're going to have a bit of a wildcard entry in that one. Stay tuned for that because the driver is yet to be named, and we are looking very much forward to that one. And I'm sure they are going to be well and truly on the pace to try and create a few upsets. I do think they are capable of doing that. And so I think that is going to be all for that one. No final words from you, Dino?
No, mate, I'd just like to thank everyone for watching and hope you enjoyed the Rangiart Tuesdays. Pete, always a pleasure to be in the box with you, mate.
Yep, thank you for jumping in as well. It has been a fantastic evening, and just before we close out, if you did enjoy that one, please make sure to like, subscribe, and get notified for future streams as well. We are always looking forward to your company when we go racing, and it's always fantastic racing. And as one Zach O'Reilly always says at the end of his streams, remember, until next time, keep it flat out.